afternoon, my name is Amanda and welcome to the Done Creative. Before we get into this pick a card reading, I just wanted to let you guys know I have a live stream channel and a Patreon. Links for both of those can be found in the description box below. And I also do offer personal readings, and the only way to get in on a personal reading is to please email me. Again, a link for that is in the description below. But for this pick a card reading, we're going to be figuring out a message that was meant to find you. So you have stumbled upon this reading for a reason. There is something your higher self, your guides, your angels, your crossed over loved ones, the universe has been trying to tell you, or maybe just to validate for you, and that's what we're going to be doing in this reading today. And this is going to be a two-part reading. We are going to be starting with options with cards and then some charms. So if you're new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1, 2, or 3 for the first part of your reading. You can select more than one if more than one calls to you. And then for the second part of the reading, the charms portion of the reading, you can select option A with the pyrite or option B with the aura quartz heart. And once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for all your timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. But please remember, you guys, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. But without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards and options, and I will see you over at your reading. Alright, group number 1, this is going to be the message that was meant to find you, and we're going to go ahead and start with this card and then get some guidance from the tarot. We're just going to deal on camera because there's a lot of magic to be found in that. I'm wondering if I should put this flower somewhere. Maybe I'll just put it over here. How about that? But here we have the helichrysum, and I may be mispronouncing that. I am not sure. I know I've seen this flower, this herb, but I don't have a lot of knowledge about the name of it. But this is something that encourages forgiveness and promotes longevity. This is from the Essential Oils deck. So many of you are being encouraged right now to forgive. Either forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive someone who played a pretty nasty role in your past. And forgiving them does not let them off the hook. It does not reward them or just give them a free pass. No. What this does is this frees you from carrying the burden, the poison of their energy any longer. And once you start this road of forgiveness, you are then able to really do the healing that's required. Again, doesn't mean you're forgetting what this person did. It just reminds you that you don't have to be stuck in the cycles that this person maybe perceivably kept you in or put you in to begin with. You are breaking your way out. So let's go ahead and get some additional guidance from the tarot. All right, anything group A, group 1. Let me get my wording straight. Group 1, we're probably going to get 4 cards. Anything group 1 needs to know, maybe 3. Maybe I'll move this down, we'll do 3. This message, it's meant to find group number 1. What is it, Spirit? We have the Emperor. Yes, taking back control of your life, being your own leader, succeeding. Finally, for some of you are going to be successful at something. We'll get more into it. See what else. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. So this might be something new you're beginning. Right, let's get one more. Really get this energy flowing. Yes, okay, this is really making sense now. The 5 of Pentacles, feeling left out in the cold. This is really making sense. So maybe some of you are forgiving an old boss, an old coworker, an old love, an old flame, a parent, where you felt that they were in control of you or that your power was in their hands in some way, but you're taking it back. You are no longer feeling left out in the cold or this sense of grief or destitution or like there's not enough in your life. And you got a new beginning with this. So this could be clearing limiting beliefs. Maybe many of you have been doing a lot of healing. And if you haven't, Spirit's just saying, a healing journey, especially if you're in kind of a low or a dark place right now, a healing journey is just the prescription that Spirit is writing to, ail your wounds, ail your traumas, and help you get back on track with your goals and your aspirations. But for those of you who have already been on a healing journey for quite some time, Spirit wants you to know that you've done an amazing job, and you're going to continue to be able to move forward with this sense of forgiveness and longevity. This is very Saturn energy, to have the longevity, the dedication, the motivation to create what it is you want in your life and to move forward even when things are sticky or difficult or hard. You guys have that, I have the power, the He-Man, the Ace of Swords here. You've got the clarity to cut right through any BS or limiting belief systems, BS, to get you moving forward, because there is a beautiful new beginning here that has that longevity. But of course, you can plant a seed and walk away, and nature sometimes can take care of that. But there are other seeds, specifically your own goals and dreams, that you need to co-create with the universe to make happen in your life. So you can't just plant your seed or have this intention that, okay, I'm going to create this beautiful business that's booming and flourishing, and the clients are coming to me, and ta-da, and then not do anything else. You can't just bury that seed and walk away and la-di-da. No, you have to water that seed, make those phone calls, create a website, get a business license. I mean, there's a lot of little steps and big steps that you need to take to create said business, or that's just an example, whatever it is you're wanting to create. Of course, the universe is co-creating with you, so you're not going to be all on your lonesome making things happen. But those of you who may feel alone right now, call on your guides, your angels, your crossover loved ones, your own higher self. Your own higher self is kind of the emperor of your life. And a lot of times we forget that we have our own sovereignty, our own power, but calling on your own higher self, that is your innermost authority, or the biggest authority over you on the whole planet, in every realm and dimension, your higher self. So call on your higher self for anything that you are looking to create, to finish, to forgive, to move through, to heal, to start, to conquer, whatever it is. Call on your higher self, and your higher self will be there to help you through it. So that message was definitely meant to find you. So let's go ahead and get a couple more cards in the mix here. What other messages was group 1 meant to know today, please, Spirit? We've got the Gardens, pause, safety, and secrets. Let's get one more to really paint the picture here. Oh, this one wants to come out. And then we have 3 of thread, knot, promises, bonds, remembrance. Wow. This is very karmic energy with this 3 of thread, knot. And Saturn, that longevity, Saturn does rule karma and hard work and effort. So some of you may, even with 2 other people, you and 2 other people, could be your 2 parents, could be a love interest and a friend, and it doesn't have to mean that all 3 of you are connected, but you and at least 2 other people in your life, you need to clear some past-ish with these people. For many of you, this just does feel straight up like your parents, clearing traumas and wounds from your childhood. And maybe for some of you, this deals with family secrets. If you're like, family secrets, I don't know what that could mean. That message may not be for you. This is for those of you who knew of a family secret, or have recently discovered a family secret, or maybe you've known for a very long time. But this secret was part of your awakening in some way. If you really look back and kind of put the puzzle pieces in reverse, you can see how this secret, family secrets, family lies, deceptions, you can see how this led you to find your own inner power, your own inner authority, and your own sovereignty in some way. But this card is asking most of you to take a bit of a pause, especially if you're watching at the time of my filming in the northern hemisphere. I always get that mixed up. In the northern hemisphere, we're currently experiencing winter season, and that is a time to kind of rest, relax, rejuvenate, recuperate, reevaluate, all the it's a very retrograde energy, whether there are retrogrades going on or not, which currently at the time of my filming, we have Mercury and Venus both in retrograde, and today Uranus is finally going direct. It was retrograde for quite a while. But this is just asking you to pause and to really kind of look around and see, what is it that I'm meant to be doing? What things in my life can I let go of or release? and what can I bring forth after release. But usually we can't start something new if we have a whole bunch of, think of a juggler. They've got maybe 4 or 5 balls going, and then someone wants to throw them another new beginning or another seed or another ball, and they're like, wait a second, I'm gonna lose it. So a lot of times these jugglers, might realize, this green ball that I've been juggling for a while is kind of cracked, and it doesn't feel good in my hand anymore, so like I'm gonna get rid of this one. We're gonna forgive this one, release it, whatever it is. And then maybe that juggler only has 3 balls now, and maybe one more of those balls is like, just not great. Because I'm almost reading this, these 5 of Pentacles here. It's like those 4 balls you were juggling, and then someone throws you another one, and it's just too much. You shut down, you overwhelm. And this person's like laying there in the snowy winter with all these juggled balls just kind of landing on them. But when you only have, 2 or 3, maybe 4 at the most, it's so much more manageable. So really narrowing in, maybe even doing a journaling prompt about your priorities to really figure out what is meant for me, what is it I want, what is it I don't want, what is it I want to release, and just really checking in with yourself. That's really going to help, because the things that are meant to stay in your life and that are meant to come into your life as a result of releasing things that aren't meant to be in your life, nothing could keep them away from you. So even if you have to take a break on a relationship or a job or a situation, if that thing is meant for you and you do come back to it at a later date, you can almost a lot of times pick up right where you left off, or at the very least you can start over but get where you need to be in a pretty timely fashion. So anything that is meant for you to experience, to do, to be, to grow into, you will always have access to that. Okay, let's go ahead and get a couple more. What else does group 1 need to know? What message is meant for them today? We have the Seahorse Spirit with the number 53. The numbers 53 and 35 have been coming up quite often here on my channel. So if you're someone who's been watching some of my more recent pick-a-cards and this card, not this specific card, but cards with number 35, 53, I do believe, oh man, was it my February pick-a-card or was it, I can't remember. One of my more recent uploads, as at the time of this uploading, one of my more recent ones, had 35, 53, and 53. 3 cards with those numbers and inverse of those numbers on the table at the same time. It was very big. So maybe you are coming into this reading from one of those groups. And if that's you, definitely be looking out for angel numbers 53 and 35 everywhere you go. But we've got watch and wait, and then we have pause and safety. So there is this element of you being able to claim your power back, but first you kind of need to, again, go within, have some more divine feminine receptive energy for a hot minute so you can really get your game plan going. And then we also have the Sandpiper Spirit with the number 51. So be playful, yes. Because a lot of times, as adults, I'm just getting crown tingles now. Here they come. I have to mention it every time they come in. So there it is. A lot of times as adults, we think we have to be serious and get things accomplished, and we can't just hang out and do something fun and colorful and playful. Stop that. Spirit is coming in hot through the crown chakra right now to let you know play is essential to creation, to having something new grow in your life. Play and coming at it from that inner child space is so important. But a lot of us forget or don't realize we still have access to this inner child, and a lot of our inner childs are locked up real tight, and they're screaming to get out. So doing that inner child healing, inner child work, I think many of you have, and you've tapped back into what lit you up as a child, what things did you enjoy doing as a child. And even if you don't quite enjoy the exact thing, maybe modernizing whatever that thing was. Like an example for me, I could sit for hours at my grandma's house. She would watch us while my mom was working, and I could sit for hours and color, or I would cut paper dolls. I would cut things out of magazines and catalogs and create paper dolls and make families and have fun and play house and all of that. So a more modernized version of maybe 2 of those things would be they make the adult coloring books, or maybe just creating your own art. If you loved coloring and seeing a page come to life, maybe creating something, crafting could be a more adult or modernized version of that. And then the whole paper dolls thing, again, maybe making a vision board, that could kind of fall in line of cutting out pretty pictures and pretty people and fun things. And, another kind of twist on that would be, having a family. If you have your own family, make it fun, almost like you're a child playing house and tending to your baby dolls and your home, and okay, I'm gonna make dinner now, and just making it more fun than we do as adults. I think it's very important. So yes, that is the message that you were meant to find, or that was meant to find you, or you were meant to know about. There it is for you. I hope this resonated. Don't forget though, there's another part to this reading. Option A with the pyrite, or option B with the aura quartz heart. So select one or more if you feel so inclined of those, and I will see you over at that timestamp. So we will check you later. Bye. All right, group number 2, this is the message that was meant to find you, and I'm so excited to see what Spirit has for you today. So you guys selected this blue flower, or the black pepper card, and this black pepper card is from the Essential Oils deck, and this is a card all about protection and promoting honesty. So the essential oil of black pepper can really help enhance these qualities in your life. So if you're looking for some protection, either energetic, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical protection, invoke some black pepper into your diffuser and use that. But also promoting honesty. And what Spirit is really highlighting for me is being honest with yourself first and foremost, so that you can then speak your truth or be more authentic or be honest with those around you. A lot of times as humans, Spirit's really showing me this right now, a lot of times as humans, we maybe don't quite exactly know what we want, but a lot of times it's easy to know what we don't want. So sometimes you can use that barometer of, okay, ew, I don't like that energy, I don't like that feeling I get when I'm with this person, I don't like those clothes that are in my closet, I'm gonna get rid of them. That's kind of a starting point for many of us that don't really know what we want or when we want it or how we want it. We just know, I don't want that. So starting there can really help, especially if you're really on this spiritual journey and you're especially just starting a spiritual journey, or maybe you've been on this path for a long time and what you thought you wanted has now almost felt like you've slid to the very beginning of your spiritual journey again, and maybe the things that you were going after or seeking or wanting don't resonate anymore. And guess what? That doesn't mean you have to start all over. No, because you still have all that knowledge that you've gained. I like to say it's not like we're learning anything, we're just remembering. Because in our natural state, we are spirit having this human experience. We're not just merely humans. We are spirit. And we forget that. We're born, many of us, with mostly completely wiped slate amnesia when we come into this life. There are those lucky few that, remember past lives, or that they do come from God or source. But most of the people on this planet, forget all of it. And it's by design, because if we knew too much about who we are and where we come from, it would be really hard, especially as children, to really focus on what we're here to do in this life and just experiencing, the material world of planet Earth. And children, they do really have that link, because they are very fresh from source. They do have that link to spirit, but they also are, for all of creation of humans, of every age range of humans, children are the ones who can be in the present moment. They're not worried about the future or ruminating about the past so much. They're mostly very present, especially under age 7. They're just very present. So getting present, I really see this as a message, just being more mindful of your present moment as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some tarot in on the mix, and we're going to get around 3 cards, maybe 4. If 4 flop out, I'll take them, but if more than that flop out, we'll probably put them back. Okay, meant to find you, there's this element of rest, recuperation, rejuvenation that's already a theme with piles 1 and 2 so far. All right, what else do we have coming in? Oh, this one on the bottom wants out, and so does this one. So what do we got going on? Group 2. Ooh, I love this. I love this. Yeah, you guys are really cleaning house on the past, and also just taking a respite or a time out to really check in with yourself. I'm seeing either those of you who are starting a spiritual path or a journey for the first time, or those of you who've been on the hunt, been on the path, been on the journey for a long time, but you just feel so jaded or lost or stuck in some way. I think this is going to really resonate with either of you. Those of you who are just cooking right on through things, still check in with a little bit of this message too. But this is really going to resonate for those starting a spiritual path, or those who are a little road weary, a little tired on this very long spiritual path they've already been on. Getting more rest, doing more self-love, self-care, all the things that we always talk about on my channel with the self-love and self-care. that even me myself struggle to just stop and be. And I say all the time on my channel, we are human beings, not human doings, but I'm calling myself out included here. I almost feel guilty or like, okay, all this work is just piling up because I'm not there to do it, or I'm taking a bath, or I'm, whatever it is. And it's like the second I hear my phone ding with an email, I'm almost like, oh, I better check that. What if it's a client? What if it's this? What if it's that? We need to slow down and take a breath and just be for a while. Even if that looks like us wasting time doing something that we deem frivolous. Our inner child is crying and begging out. We really did touch on this in group 1 as well, but that inner child is crying and begging out, or begging and crying out, I should say, for just some slowdown and some play and some fun. And there's this like hustle culture that we live in where even our hobbies, we feel like we have to monetize and we have to justify the time we spent doing something. I'm, again, very guilty of that myself. Like any creative endeavor that I have, I'm like, well, maybe I could monetize this or sell this or, I don't know, document this in some way on Instagram. I don't know, whatever that looks like for you. But it's like we've kind of lost the hidden art or the lost art of just doing something for the joy of doing it and that being enough rather than having to monetize it or do this or do that. So there is this element of you guys just getting back to your basics. But we also have the 3 of Cups here, which I love. This is a soul family card. So finding soul family members, high vibe tribe, people that you really vibe with, that really get you on a deeper level than maybe even much deeper than you just liking the same football or basketball team, or you guys just both being into yoga or whatever. It's like this person or these people coming into your life, or that have already come into your life for some of you, they get you on multiple levels, like multifaceted connections. This isn't just the surface or, maybe a couple of things. This is like you guys are almost like the same person in 2 bodies kind of vibe. Doesn't mean you're exactly alike, because really no one is, but you may have at least 3 or 4 or maybe 10, 20 interests or hobbies or belief systems that all line up beautifully, or at least complement each other very well. So this is coming up for you. And also celebration, being able to celebrate with those you love, an accomplishment that you've, had. I know we were just talking about, it's not all about the accomplishment, but maybe you have worked really diligently and really hard to accomplish something, and now it is time to celebrate all of your hard work and effort, because you do deserve to celebrate yourself and celebrating others as well. It really does go hand in hand. But then this is, to me, reading as your energy, whether you're male, female, or anything in between. This is Queen of Wands energy. This is someone who is creative and excited to plan out their life, even if it's just a couple weeks in advance, and really start ticking off those goals. But again, balancing that out with not feeling like you have to be on all the time and doing. Because the Queen of Wands, she can burn herself out if she's not checking in and doing the self-care. But she is someone who's very inspirational to herself and others. Like it's like spirit's pointing down right into her crown chakra, and she's wearing a crown because, queen vibes. But this really is showing that, many downloads from spirit. She's very spiritually attuned, and you guys are getting a lot of downloads from spirit. It's just, are you writing them down? Are you making note of them? Because it's very important that you do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a couple more cards in the mix. This message was meant to find you, group 2. What is it? We've got the Waters. Ooh, isn't that a beautiful card? Relief, rejuvenation, and rest. Like, what? What was I already saying? I mean, do I really need to beat this dead horse? I hate that saying, but I just said it, so there it is. Yes, we're just preaching to the choir already now. And then we've got the Mirror, truth, inquiry, and reflection. So this is about speaking your truth, finding that truth. If you don't know what that truth is, remember, a lot of times we don't know what we want until we know what we don't want, and then we can kind of morph it and shape it from there. And I love that we've got similar colors going on in both of these cards as well. These deep blues, these beautiful oranges and kind of red tones as well. So these will resonate with your root chakra, your sacral chakra, and your third eye chakra, because it's that kind of more deeper indigo blue, which is more of a third eye chakra vibe. But I would also say crown chakra, because we've got some purpley, really dark violet vibes going on here as well in the bottom of this too. I don't know if it shows up on camera that well, but hopefully it does. But yeah, you guys really are working on your energetic field, and to be able to work on yourself and heal yourself and do especially that inner work, you're gonna need some slow down, pull back your energy from the things that have maybe been taking a lot of your time and effort and just energy. I mean, even to sit and have a conversation with another person takes energy. I mean, even if you're just sitting there and you feel like, well, I'm not really doing anything, energetically speaking, especially if this person's, kind of venting to you or offloading a lot of their drama and trauma onto you, you might feel tired after hanging out with certain people. Especially those kind of people in your life. It's important to have boundaries, or to let them know, it's okay, I'm totally here for you, but I don't want to spend the whole time I do hang out with you hearing about your sister-in-law and what she did and, all the problems she causes in your life. I mean, I'm here for you and I support you, but what good is going on in your life? What are you excited about? What are your plans? Really focusing on the things that light us up. And maybe you don't have to sit down and tell your friend, I don't want you gossiping about your sister-in-law, but, just directing the conversation into a more positive and uplifting direction. We don't always have to call people out and make them feel bad. We can do it in more subtle ways that they won't even realize that we're doing this on a conscious level. We're just kind of steering things in a more positive direction. So I think you guys have more power than you realize to actually steer your relationships and conversations and what you actually experience in a day into a way that feels good and uplifting to you rather than drains your energy. And it's funny because we kind of have this storm pipe, kind of storm drain kind of thing going, is what it reminds me of. I think it's just a hole cut in the mountain where this waterfall's coming through, but it almost reminds me of if you're looking this way through a storm drain or a pipe. It's kind of what that reminds me of. So yeah, just really narrowing in on what it is you want. Okay, what else do we have for group 2? This message that was meant to find group 2. What is it? What is it? I'm so curious, and these two both want to come out, so we'll take them both. Okay. We've got here Brown Bear Spirit, and I adore the color scheme in this card. Again, with those beautiful blues and kind of turquoisey, even kind of the green turquoisey color. Number 9, completion. Take time out. Oh my gosh. Can we get any more specific with the taking the time out? This message was definitely meant to find you. Oh my goodness. Take time out. Brown Bear Spirit. We also have, I love this. This is so sweet and perfect. This is exactly Queen of Wands vibes. The number 57, Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. And that 57 adds up to 12, which adds up to 3, which is very creative and collaborative kind of card. 3 of Cups, 3. So the number 33 might resonate with you guys as well, but it's very Queen of Wands. She's someone who is very creative, very talented, and she puts those talents to work. Specifically, people watching this, you guys are maybe wanting to spruce up your place or, decorate it or kind of shift the energy, rearrange, move the furniture. These can be ways to really get that energy flowing and make it a more restful place where you can relax, recuperate, rejuvenate. I'm seeing someone maybe wanting to paint their bedroom walls a more cool tone, which would be your more blues, greens, purples, grays, kind of more neutral tones. Because if we have bright, bold colors which in the bedroom, which can be beautiful, sometimes they wake us up too much. And I think especially the place where you're resting and rejuvenating, this should be a place of calm and peace and tranquility rather than a place of excitement. Maybe there are certain things you want to do in the bedroom that you want that excitement for, but there is that. But your creative space or the place that you work, that can be more lively and bold and more of the warm tones and the more saturated tones, for sure. Okay, you guys, but believe in yourself. This is such a message. You guys have the power to create all the changes that you want in your life. And calling on your guides, your angels, your crossover loved ones, your higher self, source, the universe, whatever it is you call to, calling them in and asking them for help and allowing them to help. Because they a lot of times will send us help and we deny it. One of the biggest ways that we block our blessings is when we think we have to do everything ourselves, and Spirit will send a friend or a family member to help us. And like, oh, hey, let me help you with that. And we're like, oh, no, I got it. Boom, you just blocked your blessing. So don't block your blessings. Allow people in to help if, using your intuition. If these people feel like they're sleazy or trying to use you in some way, use your discretion, use your intuition. But if you're just saying, no, I don't need help because that's a trauma response, or you feel like you need to be that independent queen and do everything yourself, kind of check yourself before you wreck yourself a little bit here, because you do need a little more help with something in your life. All right, you guys, that's all I'm seeing for you. But remember, this reading is not over. There is now part 2, which would be your option A of pyrite and your option B of the aura quartz heart. You can select one or both of those if you feel so inclined. The timestamps for those will be found below in the description, or I pin it as the top comment, which you already know because you found this timestamp. So go ahead and find that, and I will see you over there. I'm excited. All right, bye. All right, group number 3, this is going to be the message that was meant to find you. And you know what? Now that we've got this flower, we might just do a little one of these numbers here. Decorate the space a little more. Just for my special group number 3s. Okay, so you guys selected here the patchouli essential oil, and this patchouli will lighten and ease worry. So my beautiful group number 3s that have been worried, stressed, having some anxiety, really, chewing your lip and worrying, like, what's going to happen? Let's take a deep breath together, group 3. Here we go. In through the nose, out through the mouth. There we go. Wow, that feels a lot better, a lot lighter. But you are being asked to lighten your load, ease the worry, stop worrying so much. And I know it's so much easier said than done, right? It's so easy. Just stop worrying. No, it's not that easy. But being mindful and realizing I'm worrying right now, that's step 1. You guys, once you, call yourself out, or at least acknowledge, hey, I'm stressing right now, or I'm projecting and running all these scenarios in my head about the future that probably won't ever happen, and then it's causing me to kind of spiral downward. Just you acknowledging that is part of the battle, because a lot of people that do that don't even realize they're doing that, and they just give all their energy to it, and they feel so drained. So just acknowledging, hey, I'm stressing out right now. And sometimes, guess what? It's okay. It's okay to feel stressed, because maybe something in your life is causing that stress. But allowing yourself to feel it in that moment, and then realizing that you don't have to stay in that stressful energy. You can move yourself through it, raise your vibration to where you feel more empowered. Like, okay, instead of sitting here worrying, which really just causes me more pain and heartache, I'm going to take this time to, release this worry. But instead of just love and light, bypass, spiritually bypass, no. You use that worrying as a tool to write down, okay, now, how am I going to work my way through this? Okay, I think I need to call this person. Okay, that's step 1. Okay, then I need to do this. And if you don't know what to do, call on Spirit, because Spirit will enlighten you to solutions to your troubles. Always, always, always. And it doesn't always, look like an apparition appearing in front of you saying, call Michael, he will help you with your woes. It does not hardly ever look like that. It's going to be you flipping channels and hearing snippets of conversation. It's going to be you going on a walk in nature and seeing a black crow feather. It's going to be you seeing repetitive numbers. Spirit talks to you in many ways. So as long as your ears are open and your eyes are peeled, you're going to get the memo. You're going to get exactly the message Spirit's showing you or sending you or trying to provide for you. So be on the lookout for signs from Spirit, because they are plenty and they are all around you. And you guys might sometimes even second guess, like, oh, that was a coincidence, or maybe in the past you did that and you realize now, no, there are no coincidences with these signs, symbols, and synchronicities that Spirit keeps sending me. Lots of S's. Okay, let's see what else is coming in hot. Anything else for group 3? Message is meant to find group 3. This one wants out. 8 of Cups. Yes, you guys are moving through something. We've also got the Lovers. I love it. Okay, what else do we have for group 3? Message meant to find group 3, please, Spirit. Here it is. And the Knight of Cups. Wow. Okay, what's going on in your love life? This feels very love-centered. Those of you who things are great in your love life or you're not interested in love, you can kind of apply this message to whatever other area of life feels a little difficult. Could be a relationship with a friend, family member, significant other, possibly, coworker, acquaintance, whatever resonates. But this feels very relationship-oriented for many of you. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and start right here in the middle with this Eight of Cups because this was the first card and it just really is kind of reigning over this reading, even though we do have a major arcana here, which we'll get to in a moment. But this Eight of Cups does require you to walk away from something that you've put a lot of heart and blood, sweat, and tears and your emotional energy into. You're walking away from something or someone. But that doesn't mean, for some of you, that you're leaving this person behind indefinitely. No, because really what I see is you going on the quest for the 2 more cups. The Eight of Cups really is, it's like, why take the 8 cups when you could have all 10? Is kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. And what I see is you going on that quest for self-love. It starts from within. It's not like you have to physically go anywhere, although some of you might want to take an individual trip or a trip with someone very close to you to, feel a connection or to get a connection to your higher self, but you don't even have to go anywhere. If you feel like going on a trip, of course, feel free to do that, but this to me is like an internal trip, going within and discovering what it is that you want and need. And I think for many of you, this just looks like a timeout. That has been the collective energy running through all 3 readings, is just this need to pull back energy and not be so on and open for business all the time, energetically speaking. This could even include for you guys social media, just the FOMO and the YOLO and the hashtags and the, oh, that person just got a new car and I feel like I'm a loser because I can't even afford to pay for X, Y, or Z. Like, this is about stopping all of that external noise. It's just noise. Spirit is really showing me that a lot of this stuff you see on social media isn't even real. Some of these people might be renting these houses or, leasing these vehicles. They don't even own these things, but they are, posting them up like they own them, or, like their relationship is so great, they got to show everybody on social media. And a lot of times when the relationship is great, there isn't even this thing that crosses your mind that you have to prove to other people that the relationship is great. I just got a phone call and I cannot remember the train of thought I was on. But yeah, basically just going within to find what it is that feels emotionally missing from your life. For some of you, this could be in a love relationship, maybe that emotional fulfillment or, emotional connection just hasn't been on point. And this is, letting you know that it is still available for you with this person if that's what you want. If you want to make this work, that is still available to you. But you cannot make this work in the past energy or trying the things that you've done in the past that didn't work in the past. They're not going to work in the future or the present either. So this is about finding new avenues or new ways to connect with your person or your parent or your friend or, whoever this relationship is with. But for some of you, this might involve making that major decision to leave a relationship, whether that's with a family member, significant other, whatever relationship. This looks like friend group. I'm seeing someone who's had a lot of trouble in their friend group, and maybe you've had to cut loose or, cut ties with, multiple people in a friend group or some sort of community group, or maybe you left a certain job because the coworkers were just toxic. I'm seeing a lot of scenarios play out for those of you watching this pile, and you're happy to move through this. Maybe not as you're going through it because it's very difficult and you're like, well, what if I never find someone like that other person when they were nice to me and things were going well? And you don't, again, stay out of that worry mode. Allow yourself to feel whatever's coming up, but don't get stuck in it. Feel it, to heal it, to deal with it, to release it and move forward. That's what we see. But we've got 2 snakes here which indicate healing, and also releasing the past. Snakes shed their skin to release what's constraining them or holding them back from becoming a bigger, greater version of themselves. And also healing, just doing that inner work. Healing always starts on an energetic level, an internal level, and then you start seeing that reflected in your external. But the fact that you have the Knight of Cups here to support this energy is so beautiful and so magical, and just, I just love this because you guys are being your own Prince Charming here, or Princess Charming, or Queen Charming, King Charming, whatever charming you want to be. you are giving yourself that self-love first and foremost, because we've got the Ace of Cups here that this knight is carrying, to give themselves that happiness, that fulfillment, that emotional contentment that they are looking for in a partner or a friend or a parent or a whoever. This is you guys coming to that realization that I can't seek that from other people if I can't even give that to myself. And maybe these people that you're wanting to get this from can't even give that to themselves, so how could they ever give it to you? Maybe there's been the illusion or the feeling like, okay, maybe I think I felt that from them, but it really didn't go more than skin deep with a lot of you guys, and you deserve that very deep connection of love and happiness. All three of these cards are depicted laying in water. I mean, they're in very shallow water here, maybe knee deep to this horse here, and she's waist deep here. So it's about increasing the depth of emotion, because water represents emotion, just creating this emotional depth to your relationship with yourself and your relationship with those in your life. It's so powerful and so needed in your life right now. Let's get some additional guidance, messages meant to find our wonderful, masterful, mystical group number 3s. We've got here 5 of ink, solvent, mistakes, forgiveness, and mercy. Wow. You guys may have been drawn to group 1 as well, because we did have that element of forgiveness to start their reading out. And then we have the 2 of thread, agreement, symbiosis, and compromise. So, oh my goodness, both of these are very relationship cards. Yes, they are. Forgiveness for past mistakes, forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made in these relationships or relationship or situation, forgiving others for what they did. That doesn't let them off the hook. Like I was saying in group 1, if you really want a lesson on forgiveness, go back to group 1 and you can really dive into that at the beginning of that reading. But yeah, forgiveness really allows you to do the healing you need to do so you can move forward. And that's exactly what's being called of from you with this 8 of Cups here. But creating new agreements, because a lot of times we get stuck in these agreements with people that are toxic or that aren't serving ourselves, let alone probably the person we're in the agreement with. It's just not serving everyone's highest emotional good or fulfillment. And this is about compromising, but not compromising the things that are just no-goes for you or absolutely nots for you. If there's something that's insulting your soul, you can't compromise on that. There's just no compromise in that regard. But, maybe if you want to go to this restaurant and your love wants to go to this restaurant, you compromise and say, okay, this time we'll go to your restaurant, next time we'll go to this one, or maybe we'll just not go to either and we'll go to this other one we both enjoy. There are ways to compromise where everyone gets a say and everyone gets a seat at the table. But this is letting you know that you should never have to compromise your morals, your values, your soul, your heart, ever. And anyone in your life that's asking you to do that either has a heck of a lot of healing to do themselves, or they just don't care about you the depth that you thought they did. I mean, it can go both ways or be both, either or. But yeah, you guys really are finding ways to connect with people on those deeper levels, and that is that symbiosis part of this card. But also, showing mercy to those who may be messed up in the past and using your intuition to forgive them and allow them another chance. But others of you you're like, yeah, there's no second chances or 4th or 10th or 25th chances for this person. Again, use your intuition, your discretion to know, does this person even deserve a seat at my table of my wonderful life? And if they do not, then you do not have to provide that seat at your table of your life for them. Absolutely, you do not have to. All right, let's go ahead and get a couple more messages that were meant to find our wonderful, masterful group 2s. We've got the Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. Yes. And trust in divine detours with the number 16. So we've got 52, which adds up to 7, and 16, which adds up to 7. This is that spiritual introspection to know what it is that you need. Not just want, but what is it you need? There's my phone checking it. Yeah, it's not just a want, it's a need. What is it you need to feel more emotionally fulfilled in your life, your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with others? Most specifically, those relationships that are very close, like your top 5 relationships, with those people you love the most, like the ride or dies in your life. But you're going to have to get real spiritual, real connected to yourself to really know what it is you want and what you desire, to then know what you want or desire or need from other people in your life, and exactly what it is that you can compromise on, or what new agreements you can make, or what agreements need to go. But trusting in divine detours, you know, the Eight of Cups is a detour card because this person's realizing it's not working the way it is, so I gotta go seek a better way to get what's gonna emotionally fulfill me on multiple levels, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. Did I say them all? Energetically. All the things. But magic works through you because remember, you're not just this measly little human in a meat suit. You are a spirit. You are a limitless being deciding to basically put yourself in this little box and forget how magical and mystical and amazing you are. And my group 3s, if you come to group 3 often on my channel, you realize you guys are something extra, something special here on my channel. And you guys are just so far beyond what your average person in the Matrix is experiencing. And I love you guys so much. I do. I really love you guys. And you guys just need to know. Like, it's not something I wish for you or hope someday. Like, you need. I need this for you to realize how magical and amazing you are. Because you are. And you deserve all the good things that you are seeking. There are within, but you've forgotten. And now it's time to remember. That is the message that was meant to find you. It's time to remember who you are. Because you are so much more than you give yourself credit for and others give you credit for. And I love you. I love you, group 3. Losing my voice. But yes, please remember, there's another part to this reading, the charms portion. You can select option A with the pyrite or option B with the aura quartz heart. So please go check the timestamp for either option A or B or both if you feel so inclined, and I will see you over there. I'm so excited to get the rest of your reading out to you. All right, you guys, check you in a minute. Hello there, option A, or those of you who selected this pyrite. This is going to be the charm message that was meant to find you. So we are just continuing on with your reading from earlier, so you can kind of correlate what we get here with whatever other message. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice a little bit. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, we've got a nice little grouping here. What do we have? We've got, make sure I got them all turned, and hopefully we can see them on this little plate. This was a gift from Lori, one of my wonderful mentees, patrons, and of course subscribers here. I love you, Lori. Yes, we have the star. It's a pink star, and there's a star hidden on the inside. So it's like, I'm hearing beauty is more than just skin deep. Where, you know, your gifts can be found. There's more gifts below the surface than you've even given yourself credit for. And it's very interesting too with this heart, with this arrow. This is you finding a new direction that feels more in alignment with what your heart wants, what your soul wants, rather than just what your ego or what you think other people want for you. You're checking yourself. You're checking in with what is going to bring you ultimate happiness from a more heart-centered space. Maybe some of you are even working on your heart chakra or feeling some weird sensations, weird heart palpitations or tightness in your chest, or maybe you have some sort of upper respiratory thing going on like I have right now. But this is just an indication that you are following your heart, you're leveling yourself up in some way. And then we have this horse. The tail is flying, the mane is waving around, this horse has kicked up its heels. So this is all about having more fun and feeling more wild and free, whatever that looks like for you. Just having more freedom in your life to have fun, to cut loose, to play. I'm hearing play. Do the things that really bring you joy and happiness. For some of you, that might be a vacation. We've got a palm tree here, and to me, these represent tropical locations. But I'm really seeing this as kind of a vacation or a need to, you know, connect with nature even, but just to connect with nature. To have a vacation, to take some time out to just rest. That was a theme with all the card selections. So yes, really knowing what you're doing and allowing yourself time to really feel into what it is you want, you know, especially with this new direction you're going in that's more heart-centered. You need a time out to really get in touch with what that looks like for you. But then we have this little blue moon here. So I'm hearing once in a blue moon. So whenever the next blue moon is, I'm not sure when it is, at least at the time of my filming this, which is January of 2022. So Google when is the next blue moon, and that can be an indication of when some of your wildest dreams are coming true, or the things you've really been putting that effort and work into, you're really going to start seeing results. And I apologize, my phone. Maybe that is messages coming in from spirit, or you're getting communication from spirit about something you've been working on, or something it's going to be good news. It's really good news. And then we got these white pants, and I just heard, don't wear white pants after Labor Day, but there's a red heart on these white pants. So to me, this is like, don't follow the rules just because, it's like, why is that even a thing? It's like, who even made up the rule that white pants after Labor Day should be a thing? It's like, no, there's no box here. You don't have to operate from these rigid rules. I mean, of course, keeping people safe, those kind of rules are important, I think. But, from a moral standpoint, I think you guys would naturally follow those kind of rules anyway, because you wouldn't want to hurt yourself or others. But those like arbitrary rules or kind of guidelines for, fashion and how to fit in with other people, you're throwing that playbook out the window and you are just doing it your way. Again, very heart-centered. Could even have to do with your root chakra, your stability, your security, because we've got a red heart here, which again is all about the root chakra and, providing for yourself, financial abundance as well. So you being more your authentic self and not just following arbitrary, guidelines or, social norms and, all the faux pas and everything, just really leaning into what makes you feel happy and what you feel good dressing as and looking like and feeling like. That's going to bring you abundance because you're being your authentic self and you are resonating in the vibration that was meant for you to resonate in, and you're not trying to fit in someone else's little vibratory box, so to speak. Okay, so group 1, that was your little charm message. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know below what you thought. I always love to hear from you guys, and any stories you want to share. The comment section is usually alive with amazing high vibe people, so go make a friend over there. And as always, you guys, thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. And I really truly do hope to see you again, spirit, right here back at the Done Creative, also over my live stream channel and my Patreon with lots of exclusive content. Links for both of those can be found in the description below. And I also do offer personal readings, which my email is the way you can get a hold of me for those. That is also found in the description below. So I hope to see you over at one of those places or back here as well. And can't wait to hear from you. All right, you guys, bye. All right, option B, or those of you who chose this Aura Quartz Heart. I just love this thing. I've been using it a lot in my recent pick of cards because it's just so pretty. But if you selected this option, this is going to be your charm message. Okay, this is the message that was meant to find you. Wow, I have a feeling some of you did select pile 3. We've got like angelic helpers, the angelic realm, your guides, angels, your spirit team, your star family, your guardian angels. They are looking out for your emotional happiness, your peace, your love, your contentment, your fulfillment, just living as your most authentic version. They are really looking down on you, not like, oh, I'm above you, but like, energetically speaking, they're, sending their love and goodwill toward you and their help. Especially if you ask them for help, they can really allow that help to come through so that you can feel supported. Most specifically for many of you in your romantic relationships, or if you don't have a romantic relationship, you want one, calling on your guides and angels, and even this other person that you want to connect with is higher self. If you're already with somebody and things have been a little, turbulent or rocky, just really connecting to their higher self. If it's hard for you to, see eye to eye with the person in front of you, connecting either to their higher self or their inner child are really great ways that you can feel more connected to your person, especially if, you're butting heads and things aren't going well. Especially those of you in soulmate connections or twin flame connections, or what you consider twin flame, everybody resonates with that term a little differently. Some don't like it, some do. Whatever resonates, but swans do mate for life, so there could be an element of twin flame or someone you want to create a very long-term relationship, a stable, emotionally contented, spiritual connected relationship with this person. And then we have a strawberry here with a little white heart. Strawberries to me represent abundance and bounty and having everything you need. Your needs are covered, your wants are pretty well covered as well, and just living a life that feels more slowed down, more connected to nature, more abundant, more fertile, more happy. the things that you want to create in your life, you actually take action and make those things, those dreams, a reality. Like, I really see this as a message, kind of as a starting point for some of you who are just discovering your internal power, and just bringing on more elements of the life that you've always dreamed of. And actually, instead of waiting for someday to create that life, many of you are like, F it, I'm gonna do it now. Starting small. I mean, usually it's just a bunch of little steps that add up to create big change and big steps that you're taking in your life. And then also with this owl, this is about incorporating a lot of that inner wisdom. You know, if you pick the pile that had all the 7s, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. I think it was pile 2, maybe. It's been a minute. But those of you that selected this charm pile, at least, you're tuning into that inner wisdom, the wisdom of your higher self, the wisdom of your soul, and also watching pick-a-card readings or reading books by people who have tuned into real information and, you know, really allowing that knowledge to create that power in your life. Knowledge is power, right? Especially when it's true knowledge rather than just something you've been told or you think is real but you don't know. When it's the true knowledge, that really does create a lot of power in your life, or you to be able to embody more of your own gifts and your own talents and your own power and sovereignty. Then we have the peace sign. So many of you are just looking to make your life more peaceful and just more happy. I see a lot of, you know, a lot of people in modern days, you know, they have a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of depression, worry, guilt, trauma, wounds from the past. And the more we work through all of this dense, heavy energy in our lives, the more we do have access to this inner peace, this happiness, this contentment that's not just on the inside, but it'll start being reflected on the external as well. People who are coming up against you will just kind of start vibrating out of your life. Maybe, you know, a coworker you've had trouble with changes jobs, or there's just a shakeup or a difference going on in the energy within you, and then it starts to be reflected on the external. So the changes you're making on the internal, although they may not always be instantaneous, because, you know, there is kind of a delay period or a grace period after we make these energetic shifts for the vibration to raise for us and for us to actually see those results on the external. So if you've been doing a lot of work and you're not really seeing benefit yet, just wait, because it is coming. Because again, there's this kind of grace period or kind of holding pattern that we almost sometimes feel like we are in before we start to see those fruits of our labor paying off. But those fruits of your labor will pay off as long as you continue to come at life from a heart-centered space. Interesting, we've got a white heart here and a white heart here. And I know in a recent pick-a-card reading that I did, there was like a diamond heart or a crystal heart in, I think it was, oh man, was it the February pick-a-card? I can't remember. It's one of my more recent videos, but if you were on the lookout for your diamond heart or your white heart or your crystal heart, and you selected this, there's just 2 more confirmations for you that this is your message. Alright, you guys, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, but please let me know below what you thought. If you like these 2-part readings with the charms and just kind of shaking things up and building on the readings, I love doing these, but I just like to know what you guys think, and your comments. I always love to hear your stories and see you guys vibing with other people in the comments. It's just beautiful, the community that we're creating here, and you guys are a part of that. I love it. And thanks again, you guys, so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things, and I really truly do hope to see you right here back at the Done Creative, also over my live stream channel and my Patreon, with lots of exclusive content over there. And also, if you are interested in booking a personal reading with me, you can always check the description for my email address. That is the only way that I currently offer any readings, is through my email address. So email me, link found in the description below. Alright, you guys, I hope to see you back here or over at any of my other platforms, and I love you guys so much. Alright, bye!